Great movie. First of all, I was very impressed. I was just at the screening right now, and it's very touching. And I was impressed, first of all, as a switch to fiction for you. What made you want to pursue this story as your leap into fiction, which is quite a change from your last film?
Yeah, I was always interested in fiction. 13 years ago, I decided I was going to quit journalism, which I had started, and become a filmmaker. When I saw Fellini's 8.5, I wanted to be like that guy, Marcello Mastroianni. And so it was always fiction, and then I went to film school. I did some short films, and then after film school I was offered a first documentary, and I made 2, 3, 4, 5, and the return to fiction was going to happen for me. And I think I'm very happy it happened with this very personal story, because I think we're always more sincere when we write about stuff that we've lived, that we know, that we're familiar with. So it makes total sense for me to start with this personal film, which is also a tribute to my dad and to all the aidants naturels out there. I don't know how to translate this term.
The helpers? But
the helpers, yeah, natural. I don't know, is there an official translation?
People in the family and stuff like that?
Yeah, in French there's this term aidant naturel, which defines a group of people who take care of somebody with some kind
family
of
members.
Right.
Usually, yeah.
No,
That's not
yeah,
why they say natural.
Usually,
It's family are either married or couple or
That's right.
Usually that's
right. And when a sickness happens in a family, when somebody has these kind of dementias like Alzheimer or Parkinson or something else, the wife or the husband is caught with dealing with this overwhelming situation, and that's an aidant naturel. So I was inspired by my own story, but the film really, I hope, will reach out to all aidants naturels.
How personal was it for you in terms of your relationship with your father and things you experienced? How close was the film to those experiences?
So the inspiration is my dad's panache in front of this overwhelming condition, and how he remained very human and funny and funny, and you know, he would speak to everyone, and he would combat, he would what's the word, comment je veux dire, il s'attaquait à la maladie avec de l'humour.
Yes.
So he tried to make everybody laugh around him, and he kept his impeccable way of speaking. And so the film was really inspired by this, which I call the poetry of confusion. And so his character is fed by lines that my father said for real, you know, that we all thought were pretty extraordinary and funny, and you know, and so that's how I started writing the script.
But you made a conflict in there, kind of between these brothers, and
because in a feature film, you need tension, right? You need tension, and you want to, you know, I always ask myself when I'm watching a film, why am I watching this film right now? You need to resolve some kind of tension, some kind of storyline, and so I decided to create this tension between the two sons of the confused character, who are fighting on the way, which way they were going to take care of their dad. You know how to manage the decline, and so one character thinks, you know, maybe we should send him to a special house where he's going to be taken care of, and the younger one is more romantic, more family driven, and wants to take care of him himself at their family house. So that is really the tension that drives the whole story of the film.
how did you approach this character, this son who is kind of far away from everything, and yet when he comes back obviously has a real connection with the father? You feel that connection.
Well, it was pretty much all written, and like Mathieu said, it was a lot of this is part of his life, but it was pretty clear to me that what made me defend this character or could accept the way he was thinking and what he was doing was the fact that for him he was doing what the father wanted him to do. He wouldn't. I don't think he would the way he saw his father would not accept that he would stop doing a very important career, delivering information to the society, important information. That's what journalism is, just because he was sick. So, and at the same time, it's things that he learned from his father. He's walking in the steps of his father. So that's basically what created the difference for me between my character and my brother.
Does your character have to shut a part of himself off, do you think, in order to do that?
Yes, of course. It's your father. You always felt that he respected his father a lot. He's doing what his father's doing, used to do. So that's just demonstrate how important his father was for him. But at the same time, there's a bit of egoist career, and the pressure of modern civilization today of being
Social status.
Yeah, social status, and to perform is present also in this movie. I think it has a very modern side to it. That what has become of the family? How do you deal with family problems today, with the pressure and that certain profession demand?
What drew you to the project in the first place?
The writing of it. I mean, the way it was written, the intelligence of the character, the importance of the character also. They're not just... I like to play simple people also, but I find it tough to write people that have a certain culture, a certain level of education, and to speak a certain language, and that's part of his background. But it's mostly what the story was saying and how it was saying it.
Saying what? What was the message, or what was it saying?
Well, all pretty much what I've been, and more. For me, there's the aspect of what's a man today also. The relationship with the girls, with the women, the fact that there's more and more people that live together that are not married, and a lot in Quebec also, which is the reality of Quebec. The fact that there's a lot of people that live alone now, which pretty much is the way the two brothers end at the end. You can survive alone today. You don't need to create a family to feel important, or to feel that you're giving something, to feel that you're useful to society. Before, it was pretty much, if you didn't have a family, if you didn't make children, that's pretty much, you were not important. But today, so all those questions are there, and that's under the story, but it's there, and that's those details. Those things were important for me to come on this story. I think it's a very modern story, and a modern and a men story. What's a modern man today in those situations, in the family situation, in the love, in the woman relationship also, and the brother, and that is, yeah. And also, what do we do with our old people today? The question is still there. We haven't really answered it.
Which brings us to you. How do you incarnate a character like this who is in and out of touch with reality? How do you anchor yourself in such a story that you're such an integral part of?
Mathieu said something very with a lot of meanings for me. It's the poetry of confusion. And this sickness, and any kind of sicknesses of the old age where everything is forgotten, makes a human being coming back to childhood. And it fascinates me because my goal in life is to make every step with émerveillement, to marvel at things as they are, at television, radio, the waves that we didn't know they existed 200 years ago, and now it's full of waves that we're conscious of. Everything, light, electric light, everything, to marvel at everything, and to live like a child, you know, like a silly, dumb child. And strangely enough, when I was offered that part, I said to myself, hey, I'll be so at ease in it, because I'm trying every day to lose myself into what it is. And I can't. In this part, I will have to do it by, you know, it's my craft, it's my job. And so, it was for me a marvelous, but when I look at it as a spectator, oh, this is very hard. I didn't want to see it this afternoon. I've seen it 2-3 days ago. It's a Jesus Christ, a good film. And I will have to see it tonight. But that's enough of emotion, you know, but because I don't like to be moved so much in old age, you know. I like to, I like to swim into life and to meet it and to, wow, Jesus Christ, what a fun, what a big, great fun we've got to exist. That's why this film is so important for me, this part, because it's the first time I play a part where I can be myself, completely lost. And I love it.
Could be a trend for you.
It's a trend for me. No, say it in any language. I would do it in any language because I don't speak much in the film. And yeah, I would play this kind of part everywhere. That would be great. Yeah. To be lost in every word, every cities, every... Roy is coming back from India, you know, and so you're always lost in India. You don't have to be Alzheimer. I've never been there. I've been several strange places, but not in India. But you're like an Alzheimer in India, in fact. He will say no, because he loves to contradict people.
No. It's not because I like to contradict people, but it's something that shocked me in India, is the fact that it's not... Actually, you live more the shock when you come back. There's something... Yes, there's discovering things and everything, but it's easy. People are you're never alone in India. They're very close to you. So maybe that's why you feel that you're kind of at home. And when you come back, this is more where you realize where you've been and where you live, where you see the difference. Usually.
And there's part of that in your character as well. When the film starts and he's in Africa, we feel he's been there for a long time, and he comes back to the Western cold world, and he's just not ready to deal with it.
No, Mathieu reminds me that we're here to speak about the film.
How is it to open the World Film Fest for you?
Well, you know, it's a vehicle for the film. It's a great one in Montreal. We're opening a great event. It will bring a lot of attention on the film, and I'm here to talk about the film and you know, not position the FFM in the grander picture. I don't want to get in that conversation, but I'm very honored and happy, and it was great this morning to see first reactions of how the film has been lived, and tonight will be an even bigger event for us, so I'm just having fun today.
Thank you guys. Merci.
Merci.